I have to take the Mets series, and it's minus 170, plus 150. I have to take the Mets. And there's a homer pick for sure because the Padres took 4 or 6 from us in the regular season. The Mets had 1 run on 6 hits in 14 innings and 2 losses against Darvish, who's going to be the game 1 starter. They don't hit Snell. It's just not a great matchup. This is the one I was dreading. Marte's not coming back, but I think the Mets can and will win. I think it's high. I think it's going 3 games. So if you could bet it to go 3 games, do that. But at minus 170, it's hefty. But the Bats came alive this week, albeit against Washington. Look, they're a 101-win team, Parlay Kid. And when it clicks, it's good, right? And you know it's not good? Josh Hader. He's been okay in the last 11 or so innings. But 7.31 ERA since the trade. Sunday night, Lindor doubles off a Hader. The Mets advance. And then Tuesday night, me and the boys and spaghetti and meatballs and baby, whoever wants to come, we venture off to Chavez Ravine and battle the Dodgers. Mets win in 3. What do you think of that? I'm confident. It's too high, but I'm confident.
It's about time you're confident here. I like it. I like the confidence in the Mets. I love what you're showing here. It's fantastic.
I think we have we win a lot of the matchups, right? On the field, right? We win first base, second. If McNeil plays second, we're going to win shortstop battle.
What a week this is coming up for you, Sal, possibly. You got the Mets playoffs, Cowboys in L.A., the Mets possibly coming out to L.A.
Yeah.
This could be one of the greatest sports weeks of your life.
Well, I'm not going to that Cowboys game. I can't. I feel I'm cutting my losses. We beat the Giants. I was there for that.
I hear you.
If I go Cowboys at Rams and Mets at Dodgers, I'm getting way ahead of my skis here with this Mets at Dodgers thing. I'm not seeing a win there. I just know I'm not. So I'm staying away. We'll get to the picks later for the Cowboys Rams. I do like them plus the points. But Brother Bry, Phillies Cards. This is a good matchup. It's so funny with baseball. The home teams, and they get every game home. 3 games potentially, Cardinals home. They won 50 games at home this year. They're only minus 140 against the Phillies. You like the Phillies plus 120. I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm taking the Phillies. I will say these National League series are better than the American League. I'd much rather watch these ones. But I just cannot take a big favorite in these MLB series. Maybe if all the home teams win, I'll rethink this strategy next year. But I think they're all really close series. I know the Phillies did not play well in September, but at least they kind of righted the ship in the last maybe week or two. Phillies won this series 4-3 during the season. Wheeler dominated them twice. I think they won 2-0 and 4-0 in 2 of Wheeler's starts.
14 scoreless. Yep.
I think they have the advantage in the starting pitching. I think their lineups, the stats are almost identical between these two teams, but I kind of like the Phillies' overall lineup a little bit better. The Phillies bullpen will be their problem, but I just like Phillies plus 120 to me. I thought is better value though in this series.
Yeah, is there Schwarber Pujols home run derby revenge here? Remember that was the first round matchup. I don't know if it is.
True.
I think you're right. The knock on the Phillies is they were 16-3 against the Nationals and 70-73 against everybody else.
Yeah.
But they did turn it around once Girardi was let go. They got Rob Thompson up there. It's a weird thing because Harper batted .226. 3 home runs in the last 150 plate. You wouldn't expect this team to be so good, but you're right. It's Wheeler and it's Nola, and they're as good at 1-2 as you're going to see. If this is a 3 out of 5, I might take the Cardinals, but I'm with you.
I agree.
With the Phillies plus 120. All right, listen, whatever you're betting, teasers, over, under, do it through Caesars because they have all the names. Caesar himself, Cleo, the Mannings, Henrik Lundqvist, and now yours truly. Yes, Against All Odds is now a proud member of the Caesars empire. And you know what it is that sets Caesars Sportsbook and Casino apart from the others? It's the perks. It's the only sports betting app with Caesars rewards. So every time you place a bet, win or lose, you get reward credits, which get used towards game tickets, bonuses, experience, free stays at iconic Caesars destinations, and more. And your very first bet, check this out, Harry. It's on Caesars. Up to $1,250. If you win, congrats. If you don't, you'll get it all back as a free bet. That first bet also gives you 1,000 tier credits and 1,000 reward credits, putting you closer to the types of perks only Caesars can offer. So download the app, use promo code CZRFULL, and go full Caesars this season. All right, Parlay Kid. Cleveland, minus 125 over Tampa, plus 105. Cleveland gets all three. Battle of the Shanes in game one. Bieber against McClanahan. Oh, Damashek lost his. Sorry, you have to bleep that.
Really?
Mikey Meatballs.
Why
Battle of
lost
the Shanes.
over
Well, he
the
just loves it that the Shanes are going against each other. He doesn't think that's happened before. I had to think about this for a while. You're going Cleveland.
Yeah.
I'm going Cleveland also.
Yeah. Well, look, again, you're getting a home team here. It's got 3 home games at minus 125. Cleveland is 24-6 over their last 30 games, Sal. They've been a great team here down the stretch. Right. Tampa is 4-12 in their last 16. They've really struggled down the stretch. So I'm going to take the hotter team. I'm going to take the hotter pitchers. Bieber, McKenzie, Quantrill have been unbelievable. Combined in their last 30 starts overall, combined, only once have they given up more than 3 runs in any of those starts between the 3 of these pitchers. So they've been absolutely terrific. Meanwhile, like McClanahan, in his last 14 innings, has given up 11 runs in his last 3 starts. Has not been great. I think Cleveland's rolling. They got a lot of good, youngest team in baseball, but they got a lot of momentum building here for this team. I know it's a young team, and sometimes you might not like the young team, but they're a more talented team than this Tampa team as well. Okay, so, and they're just feeling it. There's a lot of confidence growing amongst that group. Let's roll with the Guardians at minus 125 to win this series.
I'm with you. The Guardians took 4-6 against Tampa this year. The Rays are just such a weird team, right? The 3rd best ERA in baseball. It's always kind of like that. You look at their relievers;
Yeah.
they don't have. Nobody had double-digit saves. They just throw guys in, and it all seems to work.
I know. Well, look, they're rolling with
They
the
never
game.
get guys with big home runs. They never get guys with big.
No, right.
Yeah, Arizona's 20 homers, 89 RBIs. They're all around there.
They play an interesting style of baseball, and look, their number 2 starter, we don't know. Glass now has only pitched 2 games this year. He's pitched 6 innings. I mean, he was good in those 6 innings, but that's what they're rolling with. I could not put my faith in that team.
And like you said, they're ice cold, Tampa. Like, right? At Wednesday, whatever, some of these games
They've
don't
lost
matter.
5 in a row. And
5 straight losses. Yeah.
4 wins in their last 16 games. Have not played well.
And they had 8 series since September 9th. Does this sound right? They went 1-6-1 in those series.
That's about right. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
It's the experienced team versus the hot team at home, and I'm taking the hot team at home, too. I think that's a good one. That's a fun one to root for. Cleveland, minus 125. All right, Harry, Mariners and Blue Jays. Blue Jays a hefty favorite at home, minus 160. Mariners plus 140. You're going with the M's, huh?
Sure, yeah. Robbie Ray goes back to Toronto. That'll be a fun watch. Mariners' 4th best road record in the American League. And this may come into play. Led the majors. The Seattle Mariners, Darren, led the majors in 1-run victories with 34 this season. Just happens to be that they have beaten Toronto 5 straight times. Pitching-wise, Luis Castillo's going first. And then you also have, obviously, I mentioned Ray and Marcos Gonzalez. Those guys against Toronto this year, 19 combined innings, just 3 earned runs total. And on the offensive side, I think Suarez is going to play the big role for the Mariners. Underrated player, 8 of 24 this year against Toronto with 3 home runs. He's hit 31 home runs or more in 4 of his last 5 seasons. I'm going to take the Mariners at plus 140. I think this line is actually a little too high, too. I don't think it should have been. Toronto shouldn't be this high of a favorite. I'm going to take the Mariners at the plus 140.
I think that's a significant home field advantage. I do. I don't know why. I think we're going to see the fans
Maybe.
going nuts there, and you're going to see. I'm not impressed with the Mariners lineup, really. They have to rely completely on their pitching in this series against the Blue Jays, who had 200 home runs.
France is pretty good, and Haniger didn't have for most of the season, too. It's been back, too. I don't know.
You're going to have to beat Manoah, who was it's like a .88 ERA in September. I mean, he's been great. I don't know. Mariners were 26th in the league at 230. They hit 230. Jays in 3 is what I'm going to say. I think this goes to Sunday as well. Maybe a little high, but I do like the Blue Jays to advance.